Who wants to see Nikki Haley get roasted on CNN? I think we all want to see Nikki Haley get roasted on CNN. Allegedly roasted, according to the Gateway Pundit. Nikki Haley gets roasted after she runs to CNN to celebrate Trump's criminal trials brought by Biden's corrupt DOJ. Nikki Haley ran to CNN to trash Trump after he trounced her in the Iowa caucuses and New Hampshire primaries. Quote, "We need a president who's going to be focused on the American people, not dealing with his legal drama and exacting revenge," Nikki Haley said on X. Well, Nikki, how about it's not his fault that there's legal drama, Nikki? He's being attacked because he is dangerous to a corrupt establishment. It's like he's dangerous to the establishment and they're corrupt for attacking him in this way. It's pretty much self-revealing, this one, Nikki. Trump, we're clutching at straws by Nikki here. Trump is under siege by Biden's weaponized Justice Department, says the Gateway Pundit, and corrupt Soros-backed district attorneys in New York City and Georgia. Biden unleashed the might of the federal government to lock up his main political rival, Donald Trump. Again, it's the Gateway Pundit. Very much they are giving their opinion, and I think they're correct, to be honest. But just to be clear. Yeah, exactly. Leaders who have had their political opponents arrested. I don't know specific examples where Mao, Hitler, and Stalin have had their political opponents arrested, but I suspect they have. And now you've got Biden on there as well, which, yeah, that has now happened. Biden's DOJ appointed special counsel Jack Smith as a hired gun to go after Trump just 1 day after Trump announced his 2024 presidential bid in November 2022. To add Lincoln and FDR to that list. Fair enough, Field. Then again, Field, you're a Californian, so you're a Democrat, so I don't know if we can believe you. Fair enough, Matthias, fair enough. I wasn't sure. Hitler did arrest a Rothschild, the only guy who was able to do that. Did he arrest any political opponents, though? Because that's what they're claiming. I don't know if it's true, if Hitler actually did that, because think what you want about him. It's not like every evil you can imagine can just be applied blanket to him. Jack Smith indicted Trump on more than 40 federal charges in 2 separate venues and is fiercely working to convict Trump before the 2024 election. Instead of denouncing the third world lawfare, Nikki Haley celebrated it during an appearance on CNN's State of the Union. Quote, "It's a real..." You know what? Just had the video.
It's a real issue, Dana. I mean, we saw that he's got multiple.
Come on, X.
I haven't necessarily kept up with them. I'm not a lawyer. I'm an accountant, so I don't know the legal ramifications.
Oh, God, she's a fucking accountant. Oh, dear.
But what I do know is one just came down. He had a big verdict. More than that, we just saw that he, in his disclosures, his campaign disclosures, he just paid 47 different law firms $50 million of campaign donations that came into his campaign. If you see that, and
this is part of the struggle that's necessary if you're fighting against a corrupt regime, unfortunately, Nikki. Now, you can be angry, Nikki, that he spent his money that way, but I don't think the people that support Trump are disappointed that, like, if the case has to exist, then he can use it for that. It is part of the process. And if he gets put in prison, don't know if it'll make it better or worse, actually, but he would still rather not be put in prison. And I expect with many of these cases, he can actually win them as well. Maybe not all of them, unfortunately, but I suspect that he's done literally nothing wrong. That any of these cases, I don't think there's anything valid to any of them. If there was, I think they would have got him long ago. But, yeah. Do you think, are there any people in chat who have donated to Trump? Are you okay with him using your donation to defend himself from the, as we said, third world lawfare? I think most Trump supporters would be. It's literally an expense to win. It's part of the cost of winning. It sucks that you have to do that because you're also having to pay for like advertisements and all kinds of stuff to get the independents and the undecideds and whatnot. You're also having to pay for all that stuff and all the just the infrastructure of the organization as well, and the travel and everything. Pay for everything. But that's what you've got to do to defeat a corrupt establishment.
He hasn't even gotten started on all these cases. For the next year, he's going to be sitting in a courtroom. I didn't say that. He said that he's going to be spending more time in a courtroom than he is going to be campaigning.
It's the end of it. She is she's not exactly celebrating it there. She isn't saying at any point that she thinks he's guilty or she thinks it's likely he's guilty. She is making the argument that because he's under the sword of Damocles for all this legal stuff, well, not even the sword of Damocles, just that he's being hit, attritioned by these legal this legal agitation, that he will not be fit to be president. And it might be harder for him to be president, yes. And that is a concern. But he's still infinitely better than you, Nikki. Because, and I can say that literally, because Trump out of 100 is like a 75 to like 100 being ideal, and you, Nikki, are a 0. So that's infinite. Maybe not quite 0, but yeah, pretty bad. So yeah, I think the Guilty Pundit may be coming down a little hard on her here. She probably is actually happy about these lawsuits, though. Actually, like deep down, actually happy that they're happening, because it gives her the tiniest bit of a chance. But it's not. At the very least, Nikki, people are going to interpret it this way. They're going to interpret it as that you are happy. But at least on the surface, she's not reveling in it. So it's a bit more speculative to say what they're saying here. Anyway, let's see what else there is. What was that? Yeah, maybe have a look at that in a minute. We can look at that too.